a few seconds. Appreciate all the hearts. Thanks to everybody for the views, all the people coming in here tonight. Thank you, everybody. We are live on YouTube as well. As you know, last week we were talking nothing but Impact Wrestling. We still had a good view count, and a lot of people still came in here and chit-chatted with us, but a lot of people also in here wanted us to talk about other things, other wrestling companies as well. So Dave came up with the concept of let's just talk about everything. So pretty much Saturday nights will be This Week in Wrestling, where we'll touch on ROH, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground, NXT as well, because we don't really touch on it too much on Tuesday nights. And any other things you guys want to touch on or talk about in the chat room. Tonight we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes, touch on New Japan Pro Wrestling coming to the U.S., a little touchy subject, but it's the 10-year anniversary of Chris Benoit. So we'll touch a little bit on that. Maybe get some of your thoughts on Chris Benoit as well. Daniel Bryan kind of threw a little teaser out there about wrestling in ROH again in about a year. And then LeVar Ball, rumored to be on Raw this coming Monday night because it's in LA, which this is going to be shameful. And it will touch on some NXT, a huge NXT debut this past Friday night. So we'll touch on that. Bree won't let Daniel Bryan wrestle again. Yes, I will tell you this right now. Daniel Bryan will never wrestle again. So let's touch on Cody Rhodes. Won the ROH World Championship, beating Christopher Daniels. Talk about a roller coaster ride for Cody Rhodes in the past couple of years. Year, maybe 2 years. He lost his father pretty much unexpectedly. Then he cuts ties with the WWE, kind of goes his own separate ways, goes the independent scene, kind of shows up a little bit on Impact, but really has grown into himself on New Japan Pro Wrestling and also in ROH. He also currently just joined the Bullet Club. So
that's been a while.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. It hasn't been. He kind of recently joined in the last couple of months, so he's kind of skyrocketed more since he's joined that group. But a huge success for Cody Rhodes, who has been, I guess, the subject of going his own path. I'm not sure if anybody else has gone this way, has been this successful, going his own way, saying, I don't need the WWE. Catch you later, Architect. See you on Tuesday night, and being so successful. What are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes?
I completely agree with you. And this success,
yes, Justin, I agree.
Outside of WE, I mean, who else has been released by the WE and gone this route and done this well? Probably no one. I mean, he had Del Rio's done, and Rey Mysterio, I guess, have done okay as well, but no one has really been this successful like this.
No, pretty much in every promotion, he's killing it. I don't know what his deal is with Impact Wrestling, because I didn't really get to watch it when he was there. So I don't even know if he's a part of that company anymore. But
I don't.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I don't think he is a part of Impact no more. I think he's done with that.
You think he's done with Impact? Okay. But yeah, Justin made it when he.
Oh, go ahead.
He's worked his ass off, and it's well deserved that he finally won a world championship. But go ahead. What were we going to say, Dave?
I was just going to mention that I also believe he also has a IWGP title match, world title match coming up as well.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy's been killing it, and WWE definitely kind of dropped the ball. Definitely dropped the ball with Cody Rhodes. I think we all were big, huge fans of him in the WWE. Sucks he was given the Stardust gimmick. Yeah, even though he killed it,
his dad died.
Gimmick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, after his dad died, he even said this in interviews that he went to them saying, "Please, just let me go back to Cody Rhodes." You know, he even teased a little bit before he got released that he was doing these kind of Cody and Stardust at the same time type split personality gimmicks.
Mhm.
But I mean, he's been wanting to go back to Cody, and he's like, they wouldn't let him go back. It was kind of reminiscent a little bit of how WWE treated his dad back in the day. Because before the American Dream was born, Dusty Rhodes in the WWE, all the polka dots, Dusty Rhodes was considered one of the best wrestlers in the world in NWA. I mean, he was a legit tough guy, and WWE made him kind of a joke.
Right.
No, he got over big time in the WWE, don't get me wrong. He had a big career there, but he was more considered an NWA legend as a world. Him and Ric Flair had some classic battles over the years.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah. Someone else also says agree. Again, this is Get the Tables podcast. We run a podcast every Tuesday night after SmackDown Live, about 10:30 Eastern. Touch on Raw and SmackDown and anything else WWE related. And we're live tonight, Saturday night, where we touch on all wrestling companies. So a little bit about Cody Rhodes. So hopefully he'll continue. I'm sure. I know he was supposed to defend it tonight. I'm not sure if it was a pay-per-view or just a house show. I know he was defending the belt tonight. So
I mean, plus Cody's not just doing wrestling; he's doing TV shows. I mean, he did the show Arrow for a couple episodes last season. He even talked about doing it again. I mean, he's getting out there and getting some big mainstream exposure. So
he's killed it. I mean, he's definitely killed it since he's left the WWE, and I surely can see him back in it. I know that he made a comment and touched on it. I didn't read about it, but I know he made a comment about going back to the WWE and what was his thoughts about ever going back. But I didn't
touch on it. What's your thoughts about him going back? I'll give mine in a minute, but what's your thoughts about him coming back to the WWE?
If he came back to the WWE, I would hope he would be used right, used correctly. Now that they have this brand split, I think it'd work even more in his favor. If he was put on SmackDown, of course. You know, everybody wants their guy to go to SmackDown because they obviously are used a little bit better.
I think he should get kind of Drew McIntyre, though. Send him to NXT. Let him become a bigger star like he's doing now. I would rather him stay where he's at.
Too big for NXT, though?
I mean, I get you could say that, yes, I guess, but he's also become a big indie star, the biggest indie star. He's a free agent. They're calling him right now a free agent. So he's a big star right now, and he's not really contracted to any one company.
I wonder if WWE came or Triple H came up to him and said, hey, we want you back, but we want you on NXT first. I wonder if
we're going to give you full – let him Cody Rhodes, though. Don't make him be like the WWE's version of Cody Rhodes. Turn him into Stardust again. Let him be this guy.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Being Cody is what's getting over.
That's what I'm curious if he would be offended by that. But yeah, I agree. He would be nice to NXT.
He's wrestling for companies that are basically smaller than NXT. I know New Japan ROH do some good shows, but they're basically doing NXT type of venues, I would assume.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. I'm not sure about how it is in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but definitely ROH. I know they don't pack as many fans as they probably would want to or wish they could, but that's not their fault, and they're still a great company.
The cool thing right now, like we were saying, he's a free agent. He really because I think the CO of Sinclair was saying that Cody Rhodes is the only time a free agent has ever gotten a world title shot, and he got the New Japan IWGP title shot coming up, I think in a couple weeks or whatever as well. So he could go.
So he can be dominating for sure.
Yeah, not too many people have won that title, but yeah, we got other stuff to touch on as well. But good talking Cody Rhodes. Haven't really done that. I think this is the first time ever we've talked about Cody Rhodes really.
Bret the Hitman, one of the best ever. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Let's move on to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They are going to be coming to the United States for a couple of shows. I'm not sure where.
In LA.
If they came to your town, Dave, would you go check out a New Japan Pro Wrestling show?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I would, because they've been doing Bullet Club and all. Yeah, I mean, the Bullet Club is the most interesting thing coming out of there right now. If you're not fully in New Japan, like into the wrestling that they're doing right now, I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. But I heard they're doing LA shows in LA, and they're doing a U.S. tournament in the U.S. So they're making a U.S. type of. I think I'm not sure if it's a United States title or if it's just a U.S. type of title, but they're doing that. I know that for sure, and they're gonna coming to like kind of like what ROH is doing right now. Just gonna be doing U.S. shows for a little bit. There's a test in the waters, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I'm not sure. I know they're on Access TV still. They still have their show on.
Yeah, but they need something bigger than that. They need a big network. I mean, at least ROH is owned by Sinclair, and their show gets out there a lot more.
Definitely agree with you on that. So if you're definitely in the area and New Japan Pro Wrestling comes down, I would definitely go check them out. You'll see the Bullet Club, like Dave said, and some other great Japanese wrestlers as well.
Yeah, but they're all, JR and them will be calling these shows coming up in the U.S. JR and I don't know who the other guy is. Cyrus, I think, or may not. But I can't remember if it's Cyrus the Virus. People might remember him from WE, ECW, or whatever.
Kevin Kelly, maybe.
Maybe it could be Kevin Kelly, but I'm not sure. I thought it was Cyrus.
I know he calls him sometimes as well. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see and find out. Okay, so the Chris Benoit 10-year anniversary of his death is today, right? Is it today or is it this week?
Yes, June 24th. Yeah.
Yeah, it is today. So we thought we would touch a little bit on it. I know it's a little bit of a touchy subject. A lot of people make fun of the situation. A lot of people don't understand the situation as well. But obviously this man took a little bit too many shots in the head and went a little bit crazy and did what he did to his family and to himself. Sad and crazy situation that I'm sure a lot of people wish that didn't happen. I remember that they said there was really no signs of him showing these type of moods or anything like this towards anybody. And he was one of the greats in the ring. Unfortunately, he'll probably never, ever, ever make the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Deservingly so. I mean, what he did was not, cool at all in any type of way. But I guess if you want to, let's just say, what was one of your favorite Chris Benoit matches?
Oh, this is easy for me. I mean, I can't remember the year. I know it had to be 2000s, one of the early 2000s, but it was Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit at the Royal Rumble. I mean, any match with Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit was phenomenal. I mean, those two had some epic battles. Some of my favorites right there. I can't think of anything better. But Benoit and Angle had my favorite battles. I can't think of anyone else. Eddie and Benoit and Jericho, yes, it's a good match as well. That ladder match was really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Justin Good. Yeah. Triple H, HBK versus Benoit. That one was a good one, too.
That was good, but my favorite is still Benoit and Angle at that Rumble. I can't remember what year it was, but that was still my favorite matches.
I think they also wrestled at WrestleMania as well.
Who's that?
Benoit and Angle, didn't they? I believe.
No, Benoit and Guerrero did.
Okay.
Or not Guerrero, but Angle and Guerrero. And they did the ending where they had Eddie and Chris ending WrestleMania, standing there together as world champions.
Okay. Yeah. Mania 20, him and Eddie in the ring. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's what Dave was just saying. Yeah, that one's good.
Do you have any favorite? And if you want to go back to like WCW, I mean, Raven and Benoit, the best. What we've seen recently, the best of 5 or best of 7 series. Booker T and Chris Benoit had some great battles for that television. Like it was television title.
Right. I know we have some viewers in here, so I mean, if people want to chime in and say like maybe what their favorite Benoit matches or say anything about Chris Benoit, dislike, doesn't matter. We'd really appreciate it. We have over 180 viewers, total viewers so far.
Wow.
So we thank you very much. Appreciate that.
So what about you?
Chris Benoit?
Yeah, what's some of your favorite matches?
Man, he had some really good ones. The triple threat one that we touched on, Triple H, HBK one was really good. His match with Angle that you said was really good. Let's see what else. I don't know. I didn't really. I would have to really look back and really. He had a really good feud in WCW with Kevin Sullivan.
Oh yeah, that was real too. That wasn't just a storyline because
Yeah,
Chris took his wife. I mean, that was real stuff right there. So
Benoit
yeah, I
and
mean,
Jericho. Yeah, Chris Benoit and Jericho.
yeah, they definitely. Yeah, that ladder match is awesome. But yeah, I mean, one thing always sticks in my mind is when they were just that Falls Count Anywhere. I think it was. I don't know if we did Falls Count Anywhere back then, but Taskmaster or Kevin Sullivan and Benoit just battling the hell out of each other in the bathroom and everywhere. I mean, that match alone was awesome. One of my favorites.
That was Bash. It was at Bash to the Beach. I remember that match. It was.
Yeah, that match is crazy.
Yeah, they ended up, I think, in the sand at the end or something. But yeah, that was a crazy match.
Yeah, the rivalry was really good. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was just fun. Benoit and anybody. I mean, really. I mean, he had some classics. I mean, from I think him and Stone. Didn't he and Stone Cold have a feud too? I remember that was it RVD and Stone Cold
Boulevard Ballroom.
I think in a triple threat match at a King of the Ring or something. They had this really good match. And Benoit gave him like 10 German suplexes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. Didn't he face Brock too?
Benoit, maybe. I mean, it's so I'd have to really. I don't know. I can't remember every single match he had in SmackDown because I didn't really see a lot of it. But yeah, I know. I remember a lot of. One thing I remember it was him and Kurt Angle, and he did his little throat cut, and I remember blood just came pouring out of his head, and I was like, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah. He was quite the fella, and he's no longer with us, and it's a touchy subject with all. Some people think he should be in the Hall of Fame, some people don't, and he definitely will never be in the Hall of Fame. So, fortunately, but
his career alone deserves it. Even though his end at WCW where he beat Sid was kind of like, okay, it didn't really mean nothing because he's already leaving.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, you had the WWE Network, you've probably seen it already, but WCW, go back and watch his matches there, or the WWE Network as well. I mean, the WWE or WWF at the time, I think, right? Was it WWF still? Might have been.
I don't know, because 2002, I'm trying to remember when it went to somewhere around that time when they went to the Get the F Out or something like that. But also, I just remember I just had one pop in my head. Benoit and Malenko. I can't remember the pay-per-view, but I remember they had a classic pay-per-view match. Benoit Malenko.
Yeah, Benoit was the feud that made the Four Horsemen as well.
Yep.
So he said he had some huge accomplishments in his career. So let's move on and touch on Wrestle Circus. If you didn't know what Wrestle Circus is, it's an independent wrestling company in Austin. They have some pretty huge shows. They get quite the big indie stars going there. You know, when Matt Hardy and Jeff were the not free agents, but when they were not with the WWE, they would go there. And Adam Cole was just recently there. They have Cody Rhodes. They have a lot of guys that Bullet Club guys, stuff like that. Well, they're now on Twitch, so you can go and on Twitch. It's a gaming site. If anybody doesn't know, I'm sure people know what Twitch is. You can go on there and watch their shows. They're streaming them 24/7. They had a live show on there tonight for free. So I think it's another outlet for them to get, more in touch with other fans around the world, to maybe get them to travel to Austin, of course. And also they do events at WrestleMania, so people around the world maybe already know who they are and may want to follow them. But what are your thoughts on this, Dave?
I think it's really we were talking about this when you told me about it, I think Thursday afternoon about it, and I was like, wow, yeah, they did a show Thursday as well, and it was just like, this is kind of cool. We were really both intrigued by this, like wow. I mean, since YouTube kind of took away the making any money off of YouTube from wrestling, they decided you can't make money off of it no more, so it kind of hurt a lot of promotions who are using YouTube as basically a way to fund their promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and now with Twitch offering like before you couldn't shoot videos off of Twitch, it could only be games. Now they're allowing you to stream live videos off of there. And this is really a cool way. I'm not sure how. I guess you could subscribe and be a paid subscriber and make money that way, and they could make money off of it. Or I mean, you can donate it. They were even putting on there a lot on Twitter too about how you can donate to the during the wrestlers' matches and give them money. I guess, which is
Mhm.
kind of odd. I mean, you don't have to, but it's just odd that they're kind of like asking you to tip and pay them. But I get it; they're trying to make a little bit extra money on the side. I get that, and they want to help support indie. I guess that would help them get more money. So I guess kind of a fan funded new way to go fund page type thing, I guess. But it's a really neat idea, and it could be really groundbreaking and game changing for other promotions to do this as well.
Yeah, and
So
it's
I mean,
another.
TNA, channel TNA. So there you go.
It's a way to get away from WWE Network, and it's also free, so you don't have to pay for it as well. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
something else for you guys to check out as well. Let's touch on the monkey in the room, which is the Daniel Bryan tease of ROH, which I think is just going overblown as well. Daniel Bryan put out a tweet, congratulating Cody Rhodes and saying if he holds it for 400 and something days that
yeah, because Daniel
that
Bryan.
he'll face.
Daniel Bryan said, "When I first won the ROH title, I held it for 462 days or 52 days or whatever it was." He says, "If you were to do that, like I think he said something like in October of 2018 or something, or no, yeah, something, or maybe it was September. I can't remember. But he said something to that line and said that then maybe I'll come challenge you for the title."
Yeah.
And then he said another tweet, hashtag trolling for life, and it's just this dirt sheets are blowing up like Daniel Bryan announces in ring return at ROH title possibly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and
funny
I
that you would put that out there though.
it
You know,
is funny, and it's all just a tease, but because I never think he's ever gonna wrestle again. Don't think with him having a child and how serious the head injury actually was. I just don't see it actually being um, something that he'll stay with. Pursue actually to get in the ring and actually get in another match where he can potentially hurt himself again. But what about?
see, I think the way wrestling is today, I mean, I think the New Japan style would be more hard to do. I think, but in ROH, I think if he worked with the right person and did the right, I think he could do something. I mean, if he feels like he's good enough to wrestle, I think he'll wrestle. He just won't be taking those super risks like he was taking before. He would either be just a straight ground wrestler and never do anything else, but like he used to do basically before he would do a little bit of high flying stuff, a little bit like a diving headbutt or stage diving and all that. I don't think he would do. I would think he would completely cut all that out and just basically become a ground wrestler, and that's it. The less bumps at all, because a lot of the bumps are really what's taking it. So if he cut out bumps, a lot of these big bumps he did, he could probably work a match. I would think.
Maybe one match, but I don't know if Bree is actually going to let him have that match. She's pretty serious on him. He went through a depression spill. He went through all this type of stuff. So there's definitely something wrong up there, and I don't know if it's much of a risk for him to put himself on the
Well, I
belt on
think
the
there
line
were
like that.
take tests. I guess and back in April he took some testing, and no one knows if the results were good or bad. So I mean, we don't know. I mean, and chances are, I mean, he's even said WWE doctors won't clear him, but other doctors would clear him. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
like you said,
that's gotta tell you something. That's gotta tell you something.
I
WWE has
think
probably one of the great has to have great doctors.
I guess they use the same neurosurgeon as like the Pittsburgh Steelers or whatever, the same guy.
Yeah. So he knows what he's talking about. So
I'm not saying he doesn't. But I'm saying if he feel, I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't want him to ever come back and then get hurt, seriously hurt. But I mean, if he thinks and if he can get cleared and say okay, and only work a certain style, like even on I watched I think like one episode of that Bella, a couple of that Bella show where they talked about he was doing like he had a completely different style he was going to work for if he came back, where it's going to be where he only work really low to the ground or something like that. That was his whole new style he was adapting.
right. Well, I guess time will tell, but I just don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, it'll be a long time before we even really know what's going on. And he would have to get out of his WE contract. And I don't think it'd be about money to him because he doesn't care about making a lot of money. He just loves wrestling.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, time will tell, and we'll see what happens. The huge debut at NXT was Bobby Fish. He is I'm not sure what his affiliate, what he is there, but we just know that he debuted last night. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, until I know for sure that he's officially like signed with NXT, because we've seen Eric Young work a match in NXT against Joe, but he was never really officially signed. He was just around and he had a match. You know, it was something like that. So if I know that he signs, and I would love for Kyle O'Reilly to join him and bring the Red Dragon to NXT, that would be a huge upgrade to the tag division. Because let's face it, the NXT tag division is dead right now. There is no one there. And I do not care. This is a side note. I do not care about Heavy Machinery versus Authors of Pain at all. I think these guys look like a bunch of, no offense to them, they just look like a couple of jobbers who are put together as a tag team and don't even look realistically a chance in hell against these guys.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I just don't have Machinery. What's your thoughts on the whole thing? On Bobby Fish and everything.
I'm excited. I'm curious to see if when O'Reilly, because you know the rumors were O'Reilly was on his way as well. So I'm curious to see what happens. Curious to see what happens at Brooklyn, because that would be probably when we maybe see him show up. But yeah, also spoiler alert. So if you're watching and you're an NXT fan and you have not watched the upcoming episodes and you want to watch them without being spoiled, the Brooklyn main event has been announced already. So if you do not want to know it, mute me or turn off with the phone and come back in about 2 minutes. It'll be Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode at NXT Brooklyn for the NXT Championship. In 30 seconds, Dave, are you excited to see this match?
Yes, because our last takeover show we did, we were talking, I believe, that the rumors were that Drew McIntyre and Bobby Roode are going to be feuding over the summer. Well, I guess they're taking it to Brooklyn, but still part of the summer. But yeah, that was one of the rumors I think we talked about before. That I think I might have mentioned to you that I heard that McIntyre was going to be feuding with Roode over the summer. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. I think it's a great way for Drew McIntyre to kind of get put back into the WE spotlight again.
Okay. I know it's a long time away, but do you think Drew McIntyre beats Bobby Roode?
No, I think Bobby Roode is the new big guy in NXT. He's the biggest star there. Well, yeah, I guess you have to say that. He's the biggest star there right now. I mean, and you need him as your champion, I think. I don't think he beats
him. You think he beats him by DQ or keeps the title DQ maybe?
He has beaten everyone straight up legitly. He's beaten Nakamura straight up twice. And he beat Hideo Itami straight up. So, I mean, I think he finds – I'm not saying straight up, but heels cheat, so that's what they do. But, yeah, I mean, I think he will. I mean, I love the fact that NXT uses the heels so well where they actually make him cheat to actually look strong and win the title and keep it. So I don't see why you would make Drew McIntyre win the title all so quick, but you never know. It is one of Triple H's buddies, so you never know.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Also, in the next couple episodes, you'll see Gargano return. He'll be back. You won't see the rivalry between him and Ciampa yet because Ciampa is currently out on the shelf. He had some surgery done on his ankle, so he'll be gone for a couple of months. So who knows when we actually will see that feud, if we will.
So do you think McIntyre will beat Roode at Brooklyn?
I say yes.
Oh, okay. My whole thing is Bobby Roode is like the guy right now, and they need, they kind of need him as champion. I think
he is the guy, and he's definitely one of the most popular guys in NXT. But if he does win, I think it's by some kind of disqualification, which continues the feud between him and McIntyre to where McIntyre actually wins the title. I don't think McIntyre came back. I don't think they brought McIntyre to come to NXT to not win the title. I think McIntyre has title, he can run NXT McIntyre. Because
Okay, I mean,
I
that's
think
possible.
he did such a great job in TNA. I mean, you can vouch on that he did a really good job in TNA, and they
To be fair with that whole thing, TNA's first priority, at least it was when Dixie was there. I'm not sure what they're really doing now. It seems the same thing. Anytime they get an XWE guy, the first thing is to do is give them the title. That's what they do, though.
right, but he still did a good job. He still had
Yeah,
really good matches.
yeah, he did. I'm not saying he's not good. He's good, but I'm just saying TNA's first course is to give the XWE guy the title. That's their first course
Right.
of action.
So it's interesting to see what they do with McIntyre, and it should be a good match between him and Rude at NXT Brooklyn.
And then in a couple weeks, Rude and Strong, I believe, on NXT.
Right. So that'd be another match to look forward to, and also Asuka versus Nikki Cross in a last man standing match.
Also, we have something else about that NXT. Something else happened at NXT. We have a new commentator.
Oh yeah, Mario Ronaldo is back. They figured something out with him and Triple H, and now he's on NXT. I'm guessing he's replacing Tom Phillips. So good for that. That's just gonna make NXT much better. Let's see what else to talk about before we end tonight's broadcast. Like we said, LeVar Ball on Monday Night Raw this Monday night. That's something that I am looking forward to seeing at all.
Yeah, I think they'll probably do something with him and Titus. I would think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also,
we have another. I don't know what you were gonna say, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say we have. Anyone knows who D'Angelo Williams is from the backup running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which he's a good back when he played for the Carolina. He was a starter. Not trying to diminish him at all, but he is going to be joining Impact Wrestling next weekend to team with Moose, who's another ex-football player, so I'm sure they're friends. And they're going to be teaming to take on Chris Masters and Eli Drake. He's Chris Adonis or whatever. So, yeah. That's Moose's mystery tag partner, D'Angelo Williams.
Oh boy! Yeah, Slammiversary is next weekend for our UTNA Impact Wrestling fans. So, if you guys are going to order that pay-per-view, more power to you.
Which I wouldn't, because I guarantee you're going to get a bunch of the same stuff next week or the following week. You're going to get a bunch of the same. Which I will give TNA credit. Which I was surprised WWE hasn't done yet. I'm surprised WWE hasn't done something similar to this, but the way they're doing the India shows, they have been good hits. And the ratings have been up each week. They went up each week over the last 3 weeks. The ratings have went up from the previous week, so they went up again this week. So, I mean, doing the shows live from India, I don't think WWE's ever done a show, like their flagship show from India. So, I mean, kudos to them, and it's succeeding and it's working for them. So, good for them.
Yeah. Also on Monday night, we'll see Brock Lesnar back on Raw, so we may see another showdown between him and Samoa Joe. Jeff Jarrett has the book again. He books 80s Memphis style, which is okay. All right, yeah, fair enough to him. He's done a better job than Dixie.
Yeah, I wonder if I can do a better job than Dixie. But also, they fired 3 people this week. TNA did. They fired Al Snow,
Gregory Helms.
Yeah, Gregory Helms and Simon Diamond. ECW fans don't know who Simon Diamond is. Yeah, they fired those 3 guys from TNA. So they're the only guys left from the original regime. Maybe you can say it's good or bad. I don't know. But, I mean, now you just have Dutch Mantel and Jeff Jarrett basically booking everything. So, which Dutch Mantel is Zeb Coulter, in case people don't know. But, yeah.
They should just call it Global Force Wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, but Global Force is nothing, really. I mean, so right. What is Global Force? I mean, at least Impact.
It's basically Global Force Wrestling with the Impact Wrestling name. That's basically what it is.
So what the whole thing is, Global Force is less than what TNA is, or Impact now, but it's like less. So, it's like
WWE is going to India. Yes.
NWA. Who really cares about the NWA right now? I mean, I know Billy Corbin, I think is his name, bought TNA, but really, or NWA. So what really is it though? It hasn't been relevant since the 80s.
Yeah, fair point. Let's see. Anything else on Raw? Nothing too much.
I know SmackDown are doing their
yeah, SmackDown will be huge. It's a Money in the Bank match, and then they have the women's title match. So SmackDown is something to be definitely looking forward to and a must see. So yeah, wow! Thank you everybody for tonight's broadcast. We had, let me just pop it up real quick. We had a total of 264 viewers tonight. So we really do appreciate. I'm sorry?
And it must be a slow Saturday night. A lot of people just jumping on here.
Yeah, everybody's jumping on here, checking us out. We appreciate that. If you guys can, since we had so many here, people pop in and out, if you guys hit that follow button, that would be great. Or throw some hearts. The hearts are very, very much appreciated. The hearts are what gains us more popularity on Periscope and gets more viewership, more people to come in here. We had like almost up to 40 viewers tonight early on in the show, so we appreciate that very much. Again, we are, just in case you are new to the show and only coming in tonight, we are live every Tuesday night. You can go to my broadcast thing on Periscope and watch our replays. We are live every week with our wrestling review of SmackDown and Raw and touch everything on WWE. We are currently hit our 1-year anniversary this past weekend and hit over 70 shows. So we've gained a lot of success on Periscope, and we are very much appreciated as Periscope because they've helped us a lot. So if you hit that follow button and those hearts, you'll see us Tuesday night as well. Is there anything else, Dave, you want to touch on before we end tonight's broadcast and show up on Tuesday night?
I guess it depends on the kind of wrestling fan you are and if you really kind of want to see a different side of it or what of wrestling in general. But Netflix just released this new show called Glow about the old 80s women's wrestling. And so if you guys want to check it out, it's really interesting. And one thing I seen, they had the original documentary of the original show. I did not know this at the time. I just found this out today. Ivory, if everyone's remember Ivory from the Attitude Era, she was on the show, the original show Glow.
Oh, well, that'll be damn. There's your
I didn't know that. I was like, wow.
Of the week. But all right, you guys, appreciate it. We'll be back Tuesday night with episode 72, I think, or 71, I think, something like that. Hit that follow button, throw those hearts on those replay viewers as well. Thank you all the replay viewers as well. They're making more episodes of Southpaw Wrestling. Great, excellent, can't wait.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We'll be back Tuesday night. Thank you, everybody, coming here. It's still real to me, damn it. Yeah, sure.
Right.
You guys have a good one. Thanks, everybody.